Hello, this is Mario Farina. Today I'll be reading a story to you entitled Psychic. Here is a picture that appears at the front of the story. The story is located in Smashwords, www.smashwords.com. It's available free for you to read and for you to download. While there you'll see many other stories that are also free and available for download. Psychic. When I entered the door of Madame Margarita's home, it was dark inside. The only light in the room was a candle on a small table. I could barely make out a couple of chairs. One was occupied by a woman whose face was softly lit by a candle. Her eyes were very light color, possibly blue. I could not see where her hair began or ended. "Make your way to the empty chair," she spoke in a very low voice. "Sit down opposite where I am sitting." I did as she had instructed. As I walked to the chair, I wondered if I had made a mistake. The interior of this room was weird. It was overly warm. I sat and tried to make out the features of her face. Though she was close, her features were indistinct. "You have come to see me," she said. "You will be dead inside of 3 weeks." The blood froze in my veins. I was so startled at this sudden remark that I wanted to rush out of the house. I couldn't. I need to find out why she had said that. I could not speak. My lips would not move. "Do not be alarmed," she stated. "What I have just seen is the life that you are living today. Unless checked, you will die. It will be a horrible death in an auto accident. But I need to tell you something that is not known to most. The life that you are leading at the present time is not your permanent one. All of us, you and I, and the billions of people on this earth lead temporary lives. Those lives change moment by moment. At no time is it possible to ascertain what will happen in our lives. Though I see death in you now, I will see many other lives before you leave today." I don't understand," I said. "I have not understood even one word you've spoken. I have come to you to have you give me a reading. You are giving me ominous notice that I will die, or that I will live, or that I will who knows what. I know. Your reaction is the same as that which everyone gives me when I say this to them. They do not understand what I know and what I am about to tell them. Oh, if only everyone else in the world had someone who could tell them what I'm going to tell you, there would be less death in this world and much more happiness. Do not fear. You will leave this house much happier than when you entered." Yes, that is what I had hoped. My sweetheart Rhonda had advised me to go see Madame Margarita, but she had not told me what to expect. She had said, "You will have a very unusual meeting with this psychic. At first you won't believe what she tells you. Then you will." "Mr. Bradley," she continued, "you are 35 and have never married. You work as an accountant at the Montgomery firm. You make a good salary. You have your own home. You are in love with Rhonda Mason. I knew all this before you came. I knew it from the time you called and told me your name. Yes, I know you could be skeptical and think that Rhonda had told me all of this. She didn't. I know you better than you know yourself. I know this because I know what is going to happen in your life from this point and to the end of it. To the end of it? I asked with trepidation. Not literally, she responded, but in a sense, as I will explain. I am greatly intrigued, I said. I felt this is going to be one of the most fascinating conversations of my life. Now I know it. You will be absolutely right. I will begin this way. Every moment that you live begins a new life for you. When I say every moment, I mean it literally. Your life begins anew with every beat of your heart, with every breath you take, with every thought you have. As you live, your life will continually be making changes. You will be merely reaching for a pen, taking a bite of food, speaking words. No matter what, your life is changing. When you entered, I saw death in you. That is no longer there. Why? Because you have been speaking to me. Your life and its path has been continuously changing as we spoke. We have been together only a few minutes, but the changes have been many. Many small, maybe a little larger, but all of the paths have come to your ultimate death. As we talked, I saw your death many, many times. None of them came true because it was not your time to die and because your life was changing. And at this moment, you are destined to live a long life. Think about what I have just said for a few moments. My brain seemed to be tossing in a sea of mystery. I had only half understood what she was telling me. What she was saying was both inspiring and frightening me. I wished I had not come to see her, and yet I realized that it was faith that had compelled me to come. I must listen to the conclusions of what she was saying. Small events in your life can make small changes, or they can make immense ones. You've seen news reports, I'm sure, of accidents that were missed by seconds, and those that tragically happened because of someone being in the wrong place at the wrong time. A small difference in the time that you leave your home to go to work could mean that you would miss being hit by a car or get tossed 20 feet in the air. Whether you use your toothbrush for 5 minutes or 6 could make a difference in whether you get a raise at work today or whether you don't. Each time your life changes, it never reverts to the path that it had had. Everyone moves forward from the position that they last held. Are you understanding what I mean? Yes, I responded. I think I do, but what you're telling me is scaring me. You're telling me that though I may be living safely at any one moment, I may take a certain action that in itself means nothing, yet the consequences of that action could be drastic, even causing death. That's exactly what I'm saying, Madam, Margarita said. My next question is obvious, I commented. How do I know when some small action is resulting in something injurious to me? How do I know that in order to lead a successful and happy life, what actions I take are likely to have bad effects? With some people, they won't be able to tell, she said. They will go through life taking actions that seem appropriate and timely without an inkling that some of them, or many of them, could be disastrous. If only they had not gone to work on a particular day. If only they had not done something that caused an explosion that occurred. If only they had left work 2 minutes sooner than they actually had, they would not have been involved in that horrible crash. I have the ability to know what the effects of your actions will be. Unless you will make wise decisions, Alas, some of them may be disastrous. I have the ability to tell you what actions are fortuitous and which are dangerous. I will not often see death in your life, but as you get older, the chances for death from accidents, illnesses, poor judgments, and so forth will increase. That is when you need the most caution in your life. Rhonda already knows this. She is under my care. I can see her actions at this very moment. I can see that they are sound and safe. Yesterday there was a time when she could have caught an infectious disease at the bus station. I texted her immediately to go to the station 10 minutes sooner to catch a different bus. She remained safe for the rest of the day. She didn't tell me this, I said. There was no need. She didn't want to alarm you. I wondered why she had gone to work a little sooner, I said. I am a psychic, said Madame Margarita. I make a living by using the powers that are in me. I need to charge a small amount for the advice I give. Rhonda contributes $1 a day for my advice. I do not want to say that she pays this amount because there is no pay large enough to keep a person sound and safe. The amount I ask of my clients, and I have several, are merely donations. Enough money to help me pay my bills and to save for retirement. I feel it is evil to ask more than what is necessary. I am offering you the same service at the same amount. You have convinced me that what you do for people are a blessed service, I said. Yes, I do want to be one of your clients. How often will I hear from you during the day? Very seldom. If I see that you are on the right track, there will be no reason for me to bother you. I will text you only if I see that you have embarked on a perilous course. As I go through my daily routines, my mind will be monitoring your every action and also the actions of all my clients. If I see that your actions are prudent, involving no immediate danger, you will not hear from me. On the other hand, if I see that you have taken a dangerous course, I will text you with the information that you need in order to avoid a certain harm. Usually there will be adequate time for your dangerous path to be avoided. I cannot promise long life, but I can help you avoid accidents and infectious diseases. What do I need to pay you now? I asked. $30, she responded. This will be the same for each month. I will bill you. Since today is the first, I am asking for a donation of $30. I'm afraid I didn't bring that amount of money with me, I said disappointedly. Can I send you a check? I take charges, she said. Wonderful, I exclaimed. When will you begin protecting me? I have already started, she said. This will end today's session. Go in safety. As I drove home, I couldn't wait to tell Rhonda what I had done. I knew she would be pleased. 2 days later, on the third page of the Gazette was a small paragraph. It read, there was a sudden death today in the city. Noted psychic, Madame Margarita, was killed in a freak accident when 2 cars collided at the intersection of 3rd and Madison. It was a minor collision, but the front wheel of one of the vehicles was shaken loose from one of the cars, rolled half a block on Madison Avenue, and struck the victim as she was crossing the street. There was no way that she could have foreseen and guarded against such an accident. That's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Tomorrow, I will tell you a different story and a new one. Bye-bye for now. Thanks for looking. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.